and the losses which a party on the defensive suffers on a retreat are much greater if his retreat has been preceded by a defeat in battle than if his retreat is voluntary. For if he is able to offer the pursuer the daily resistance which we expect on a voluntary retreat, his losses would be at least the same in that way, over and above which those sustained in the battle have still to be added. The best army in the world, if obliged to retire far into the country after the loss of a battle, will suffer losses on the retreat beyond measure, out of proportion, and if the enemy is considerably superior, as we suppose him in the case of which we are now speaking, if he pursues with great energy, then there is the highest probability that a regular flight takes place, by which the army is usually completely ruined. A regularly measured daily resistance, that is one which each time only lasts as long as the balance of success in the combat can be kept wavering, and in which we secure ourselves from defeat by giving up the ground which has been contested at the right moment, will cost the assailant at least as many men as the defender in these combats. For the loss which the latter, by retiring, now and again must unavoidably suffer in prisoners, will be balanced by the losses of the other under fire, as the assailant must always fight against the advantages of the ground. It is true that the retreating side loses entirely all those men who are badly wounded, but the assailant likewise loses all his in the same case, for the present, as they usually remain several months in the hospitals. The result will be that the two armies will wear each other away in nearly equal proportion in these perpetual collisions. It is quite different in the pursuit of a beaten army. Here the troops lost in battle, the general disorganization, the broken courage, the anxiety about the retreat, make such a resistance on the part of the retreating army very difficult, in many cases impossible. And the pursuer, who in the former case advances extremely cautiously, even hesitatingly, like a blind man, always groping about, presses forward in the latter case with the firm tread of the conqueror, with the overweening spirit which good fortune imparts, with the confidence of a demigod, and the more daringly he urges the pursuit, so much the more he hastens on things in the direction which they have already taken, because here is the true field for the moral forces, which intensify and multiply themselves without being restricted to the rigid numbers and measures of the physical world.